Hey, kids. This is a tasty burger. Burger.
Alrighty guys, what is happening? So today I want to show you guys a different editing technique where I'm going to show you how to create what's called a tilt and shift effect. Now, tilt and shift is a type of lens that goes through and adjusts the focal length and the depth of field, and it adjusts the perspective of an image. They're very expensive. We don't have any, but if you use them incorrectly, they look very, very cool, and it can help add a really interesting type of emphasis to your pictures. So what I want to show you guys here is how to create a tilt and shift style effect on your images. I'm going to show you two images in Photoshop, one in Pixlr, and you guys are going to go ahead and knock those out. All right, so good luck. Two of these photos are mine. One is borrowed from the internet. I'll cite him at some point whose photo it was, but it was not my photo. So the two of the Badlands are photos that I took, and the one of downtown Denver is one from the internet. So just in full disclosure, there you have it. So follow along with me here. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to duplicate this layer. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to right click down here and hit duplicate. Hit OK. So in that layer, now what I want to do is blur that layer. So I'm going to go filter, blur, lens blur. Okay, it's going to open up the filter here. There it is. A little aggressive. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit by adjusting the radius. Maybe. Here we go. 40. There. I'm going to hit OK. Now I want to pick a very particular focal point that's going to look good with the tilt and shift effect. So that's going to be not quite the center because I want these plants to get out of the way. I want to pick right up here so I don't have to worry about those plants being in the way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the rectangle marquee tool and I'm going to select this area right here. Okay, just like that. I'm going to hit delete. Alright, and then I'm going to do Control D to get rid of my marching ants. Now what I want to do is just thin that out a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take the eraser tool, okay, get larger, soft round. I want to make it just about the size of the rectangle I just made, maybe a little bit bigger. Let's do 550. Let's do 600 for this particular one. Okay. Take that, hit enter. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to erase away so it blends this just a little bit. I'm going to hide this background layer here so you can see what I'm working with. I'm going to take the opacity and I'm going to turn it down to 50%. Now what's interesting about this, I'm going to click once. That's good. I'm going to hold shift. And when I hold shift, no matter what I do, it's going to erase in a straight line. Okay? So as I'm erasing that, I'm going to hold shift again. Okay, bring back the original picture. There we go, just like that. Now I'm going to make one more layer of blurring. Okay, so I'm going to hide this layer here. I'm going to go right click, duplicate layer, duplicate. There we are. This time I'm going to get a larger rectangle, so I'm going to take all the blurriness that I made last time. So anything that I erased away, I'm going to start there. So I'm going to go from the top of the eraser marks I made to the bottom of the eraser marks I made right about here, and I'm just going to delete all that. Boom. Okay. Control D is going to get rid of those marching ants, and then I'm going to go ahead and make another giant eraser and swipe through it. So grab my eraser tool, right click. This is probably going to be 800. Nope. Let's go for 1,000. Nope. Let's go for 2,000. Nope. Let's Go for 1500. Yes. Enter. Same story. I'm just going to click off here. Hold shift. Swipe. Hold shift. Swipe again. There we go. Bring back the old one. Bring back the new one. And there we are. We've created tilt and shift. Okay. Now this isn't necessarily the best application for this particular picture here. It's okay. It's not bad. Now what I would have wanted to do is edit the photo beforehand, so that way I get the right contrast, right color, right texture. All right. So that is one example of tilt and shift. I'm going to hop over here to this one. Okay. I think this one's going to lend very, very well to tilt and shift. So let me just right click this, shrink that eraser down. This is a much, much smaller photo. So first thing, right click, duplicate, hit OK, go to filter. Now if you're using Photoshop, it saves your old or your past filter use. So I'm just going to hit lens blur and it'll automatically give me my blurry image just like that. Now for this one, I really want these trains to look miniaturized. Right about here. A little bit of that building. Let's bring those up just like this. Okay. Right about there. Alright. Bring this one back, hit delete, point, Control D, get rid of that. Get my eraser tool, right click. Let's go 250. Perfect. Shift. Shift. Okay, right click, duplicate, make another layer. There we are. I'm going to go ahead and grab this marquee tool, hit delete. There we are. Control D, get my eraser. Split that out a little bit. This one here, blend that out just a little bit more. Oh, oh no, that's too much. Do that last one. There we are. No, actually, you know what? We're going to go ahead and do one more streak right up there. There we are. So we're just creating this visual element where you're reducing the depth of field, but you're also kind of giving this small, narrow depth of field to look at. Play with different layers of blurriness. Play with different depths, the amounts of blurriness, all that good stuff. We're going to hop over to Pixlr now and see what that looks like. Okay, so in Pixlr, we're going to use the same photo here. We're going to come over here, duplicate, boom. Okay, filter, details, blur, the amount of blur. We're going to slowly build up on this one. There we go. Grab this tool here. Redo that one there. Right about there. Delete. Okay. Control D. Grab my eraser tool. Right click. Oh, gotta go up here. Forget. Now it's a bit aggressive. Let's go with 200. That'll do. Take my opacity, crank that down to 40-ish. Hold shift. Nice little loop there. There we are. Okay. We'll right click, duplicate. Alright, we're going to hide this layer. Hide this layer. Let's thin that out just a little bit more. Oh, no, just kidding. This one back. Let's thin this one out just a little bit. Ow! There we go. That one back. Hide this one. Click on that one. Go up to filter. Details, blur. apply my rectangle tool. Chop a little more out. Boom, boom. Okay, Control D. Get my eraser. Let's go up to 60. Bring that back. There we go. So we call that the tilt and shift. Take a look. What we've done is we've narrowed that depth of field. We've really put emphasis on that one particular area, and it creates a very interesting, flat, almost miniature-esque looking space. Okay? So what I want you guys to do, go through, edit your photos, auto adjust, auto contrast, sharpness, contrast, color adjustments. Do that first. Then, duplicate one layer, blur it, cut out a rectangle, feather it using the eraser. Duplicate your blurry layer, cut it in a larger section, feather it with the eraser. The goal today is I want you to make 3 of these. 2 water droplets and 1 of mine. If you don't have any water droplet photos, I've got plenty of photo resources in our Google Classroom. Take a look at those, use those. Good luck.